Good morning, Dee Dee. How are you? All right, here we go. Dr. Seuss. Sherry, good morning. I've had my book laying out for a couple of days with my clips. Are you guys ready to get started? Well, I understand that, that's for sure. Sorry about my arm, guys. I gotta always have to move my laptop into the proper position where I can try to see it. I don't really know what I'm doing with mine. I kind of know where I'm going to start and what color I'm going to start. Well, I don't know what color I'm going to start with. I know it's going to be a red, but I don't know which red. But I'm going to unclip mine now. And Sherry did send me some wax paper to use with the clips, but the first piece I tried to use, I ripped it. So I decided to use my business cards instead, and they work fine. And I don't really know what red I want to use because I don't know what they look like. But this is, I think it says Carmine. I can barely read that on there. I think it says, yeah, Carmine red. I'm going to swatch it here and see what it looks like. Now I did order some soft pastels, and they will be here today. They are out for delivery, so we'll take a look at them when they get here. Well, there are plenty of places on here for red. I can say that for sure, but I did look up these characters online, and I do know that this is Dr. Seuss refers to this particular fish as a redfish. And I don't know that this is the red that I want to use. I do swatch my colors, but I just do it on the side. I don't have like a swatch card made out. I don't know if this is going to be the red I want to use or not. I've got to look through reds and see, but this might not be too bad. So I'm going to leave that lay right there. I got to look at some of my other reds. And I might try to use one I can actually pronounce the name of. Well, let me see what else we have. Well, I don't know how well I will stick. All right, this is called Bloody Red. Of course, this is my color. I don't know if you guys can. I don't even know if it shows up on if it can be read because it's not. But anyway, and it's a pretty good. I kind of like that color. It works with the other one. So that could work as a shadow color maybe. And then let me see what else I have. I mean, there's nothing like waiting until it's time to color something to decide what colors you want to use. Actually, I want to see what this color looks like. I think I'll be able to blend that right in. This is called Deep Pink. So I've got 3 reds right here that maybe we can make work. Sorry about my arm, guys. I just have to reach across the camera sometimes. Oh, I never know really. It's very rare if I'll sit down and pick out colors before I do something. So now let's see here. I got to turn my air conditioner down a little bit, guys. I got the thermostat turned up and I'm already sweating. Now, I will tell you guys about the pastels. I did watch a couple of videos, YouTube videos, regarding pastels. And yeah, it's going to be an adventure. I can say that. It's going to be an adventure because I don't like messes. I don't make messes. And it seems to me like working with soft pastels requires you make a mess. So I've got to figure out a way to do this or to not do this, but to use the soft pastels without making a mess. Otherwise, I won't be using them. But I have an idea, and when they get here, we'll talk a little bit more about my idea. I think it will work. I think it's going to be okay, but we'll see. But now, on to Dr. Seuss. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now, one thing about this book is bigger than the other books that I color in, so it's taking up more space on my table, and I have to start moving all my other stuff just to make room for it. I think that'll be okay. I know Sherry was going to send me a video, but you can't really email videos unless they're very, very tiny. So that generally does not work, sending videos. But I'm gonna do something different with mine. I already have this idea in my head of what I can do with it, and I think it'll work. I don't know for sure though. We'll find out. But like I said, we'll talk about that when the pastels get here. So I'm going to start with this fish right here. I really have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just going to make this up as I go along, like I always do. And I always have to hope that I don't mess up my picture. Well, that is a good point, Dee Dee. This type of picture, you can color any old way you want to, really. I thought about trying to see if maybe I can get some fluorescent colors in here too, some of the neon colors. That might be a good idea. Let me grab my neon pencils right quick. And let me show you guys something else I got. I actually got these over the weekend. I don't know if they'll show up on here. I may have to zoom back out a little bit. But I got well, I'll have to zoom back out. I got this over the weekend, the metallic. So one of these days we'll do some comparing between the Color metallic and the Brutfuner metallic. But we're not going to do that today, but we will do some comparing. Now let's look at this one. Let's see if maybe there's a neon in here that we can use on the redfish. Well, I see a lot of oranges right off the bat. The only one I see that might even come close to something I would want to use at this point, let me see right here. Well, maybe I can incorporate a little bit. Don't really have anything that's just like a red. There's kind of like this one's called Scarlet, but it actually looks orange. So maybe, I don't know. I may not be using these. We'll see. Yeah, I like that picture that's on the tin. Whoops. On the tin for the metallic pencils. Now, I don't even know where I would use a neon. Maybe I'll use neon for the eyes. So I'll set that to the side. Maybe I'll use it for the eyes. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think there's much call on this picture here for metallics. But you know, there are some pages in this book where metallics would be okay. Let me see right quick. Well, even like this page, because all this could be metallic, it is on the front cover. But there was a page in here that I saw. I do like this page that you did, Dee Dee. I'll end up having to color that one at some point. But there was one I saw in here that had a bunch of gears, metal gears. I don't know where it's at. Well, I don't know where it is. I'm not familiar with the book enough to know where to look. But there is one in here that I saw, metal gears. Huh. I don't know where it's at. Oh, see like this page right here? It has all these metal gears. This would be this would be a good page to use metallic pictures or metallic pencils on. But that will be for a future date. All right. Now I got to zoom back in a little bit. Well, now that's a good idea, Sherry. I might have to look into that. Another good way for me to ruin the picture, but we may learn something new out of it. Now let's see. I think I want to come in with a highlight color. And I guess we're just going to bring some light in right on top of the nose in here. See how well this works. I think I'm only going to have the highlight color coming across the top edge. Just whatever on whatever fish is facing the top surface. It might be hard to even see. Well, I'm sure it's going to be hard to see the difference in these colors. Well, I kind of know that I can't really ruin a picture. Okay, Dee Dee. I know I can't really ruin a picture, but if I mess up on what I have in my head, and when it goes on the paper, if it doesn't look the way I was hoping it would look, to me, that's ruining the picture. Even though it truly is not ruined in that sense, because it doesn't matter. Any picture can be colored in any color. It doesn't really matter. How does that zoom in look on camera? Is it too close, or what do you think about it? Okay. Yeah, it looks okay on my laptop. I mean, the picture itself is not as bright. Got my beard in the way. You thought this character was a sea creature? Oh, my beard. Okay. Oh, you thought it was coming up from the deep, huh? I'm having a little bit of trouble because my vision is blurry. My eyes are watery and I can't get it to stop. And it makes it really hard to see the lines when my vision is blurry. put some of that darker color down here. I'll use some of the dark down on the very tip here, but only on the bottom part. There'll be a little bit more in the shadow down there. I've never had allergies in my life until I moved into this apartment. It's absolutely crazy, but there is like this real fine powdery dust that comes in through my air conditioner, and it's just constantly in the air. And I've had sinus issues since 10 minutes after I walked through the front door for the first time. I just cannot get it to go away. Let's see, I'm going to use a little bit of this dark under here. Just a little bit. Is that the dark? Yeah. I know it can certainly make it hard to stay in the lines when you can't see. We'll put just a little bit of the shadow color under here. I don't know, Sherry. That's an idea. I might be able to do that during the winter time. I couldn't do it now because I need the fan and the air conditioner. But maybe in the winter time I could do that. Well, I really didn't end up with much of a highlight color. That's okay. Well, I don't know what it is about this stuff that bothers me so much, but it sure does. And the doctor gave me some nasal spray, a prescription, and as far as I can tell, it's exactly the same thing I can buy off the shelf at Walmart. Flonase. Oh, okay. Dee. Now, Dee Dee, one thing I was going to point out about this picture, it's almost all background. Let's see, I'm going to darken this down just a little bit more down here on the bottom. Get this a little bit more in shadow down here. Reds have always been a difficult color for me to work with. That is true. There are a bunch of them. I haven't worked with yellow very much. I have a little bit, but I'm usually using, when I'm using yellow, I'm using it with greens or I'm using it with oranges. So I haven't really done anything with yellow just by itself on a large area. I did a little bit like on one of my Kirby Roseannes that I did. All right, now I'm going to use my blending pencil. And this is a Color blending pencil. I haven't used it yet. It came in, I believe it came in a metallic set. So we'll see how it works out. Oh no, broke the little tip off of my blender right there. Now, I don't know how you guys do it, but I have a paper towel that I always have just kind of hanging out here. And I always take my blender and just knock the pigment off the end of it. And I usually just leave that sit up there. I do it up there like that. I was just showing you. I moved it down here to show you. Now I got to put it back. Yes, you know that on the candle page that we just did, I originally did not put any kind of glow around the flames because I was concerned that I would end up with a green. But then I ended up using my eraser and erasing some of the blue, and I was able to get in a little bit of a glow look. Now I used to do that too. Sure, that's actually why I had this here is because I was using it like this with my hand on it. But then I stopped doing that. But that's originally why I had this here. And I may have to go back to doing that as summer gets here. Now I'm going to give this fish a fluorescent eye. But I don't know, maybe I should use a different color instead of red. I think maybe I'll use something different. I was going to use red. I'm going to leave the red sit out here like this, so we'll use it for something. So let me see here. Yeah, that's what I said. Originally I did that, but I have this brace most of the time, so my skin isn't actually making contact with the paper for the most part. Okay, I think this red fish deserves a nice bright green eye. So we got fluorescent lime green. And we'll just hope for the best. I don't think that shows up very good on camera. Again with the blender. Why does this thing keep breaking? I'm going to go back to my Prismacolor blender because my color keeps breaking. Okay, good. I think things look much different on my laptop than they do on y'all's devices because it's much different when I look at my camera. When I look at my camera screen, yeah, that green eye pops out really nice, but on my laptop, not so much. And that always has me second guessing what I'm doing and what it looks like because it's so dulled down on my laptop. If you guys could see it, then you'd know what I was talking about. Okay, so that takes care of that one. Now I want to figure out a different fish. So I have my red. I kind of have my red figured out. So I can just set these aside. Well, they can just stay right up here because those are my reds. Now, I think we need, I don't really know what, let me get my phone right here. I don't really know what these other, what colors anything else are supposed to be. And I think I'm just going to disregard. Well, yeah, everybody could make this particular fish red with a green eye. Now let's see. I got to figure out what am I going to do. Uh, oh, very interesting. Now this is a green right here that I've never used before. I just sharpened it for the first time. It's a medium sea green. I've never used it. Looks like it has a lot of blue in it. But that might work for a shadow color. Oh, I just barely got the swatching on camera. Let me see. What is this? A brilliant green. That might be like a highlight color. Well, let me see if I can find something in the middle. Uh, Maybe something like this right over here. Let me see what this looks like. That looks almost the same. All right, maybe we can use these three colors. We'll use the medium sea green as a shadow color. I don't like it all that much, but we're going to use it. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to go directly above. Yeah, about like that. So I decided very quickly I'm not going to worry about the Dr. Seuss colors that I looked up for the different characters because that's just going to that's going to take too much time. So I'm just going to make up my own colors as I go along. That's okay. Yeah, I was going to make that part right there an eyelid, but then I changed my mind because I do see the eyelashes. So let's see here. Let's put a little bit of dark green under here. I do think I should do something though. I think I will change this and make this an eyelid. I got to thinking about that kind of after I colored it. So maybe I can erase some of that green off the eyelid. I don't think I was able to erase much of it. And then I'm going to see if I can't put some fluorescent pinks. We'll make a fluorescent pink eyelid with a green undertone. There, that's a little bit different. Now, I hope y'all aren't going to follow my color pattern because, first of all, you color a lot faster than I do. Oh, this does have quite a bit of blue in it. Don't know how well I'm going to like it. Okay, just that one red one. Now, Sherry, are you planning on using pastels on this picture? Okay, I kind of figured you would. I have been thinking about giving it a shot. Yeah, I'll do that on my swatch book over here. Monty, how you doing, Monty? All right, good. Now, I don't know for sure, Monty, but Casey and I might go to the practice field today so I can make a drone video. It's supposed to rain, but if it doesn't, I think we're going to do that. Depends on how she feels. Well, I got my drone batteries charged up last night just in case we are able to go out. I don't know if we will be able to, though. Like I said, it's supposed to rain. Actually, it's supposed to rain all week. We got thunderstorms forecast for the whole week, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, hers has a camera, but hers does not have any GPS stabilization on it. So hers is very difficult to fly, I think. I tried to fly it and I was all over the place. But it was windy also, so I don't know. Now it looks like this medium sea green that I picked for my shadow color is actually does blend in fairly good. Oh, I'm going to give my greenfish a bright yellow eye. And I think if I do a yellow fish, I will give it a blue eye. Well, I can say one thing I'm learning to do. If I'm not real happy with the color or something, I just go in with my eraser and erase a little bit of it out. Doesn't always work real good. That's just like here. I was able to erase the green enough to put a little, give it a little bit of a different color, add some red on top of it. And really, I think for the most part, these characters are basically going to be like single color. I mean, I have a highlight color, but it didn't really do much. So I'm basically just using like a shadow color. But I think basically they're just going to be single color. I have found that it's kind of difficult to do single color. Once I started getting a hang of doing some blending, even when I wanted to do a single color, just so I wouldn't have to think about things so much, I still ended up wanting it blended, if that makes sense. Now I am layering back over what I already did. Try to make it a little bit darker, the whole thing. I probably could have used a little bit of yellow in here too. Would have looked kind of nice. I was just thinking a little bit of yellow right through that part of that fish would have been pretty cool. Well, I don't really know how I would color thing one or thing two because I haven't done that before, so I don't know what I would do. I would think, just right off the top of my head, I would say I would color them both the same because they are twins, identical twins, I think. Add some of the shadow color right in here. Not a lot of it, but some. I'm trying to get a really good coverage. I don't know how well that shadow color turns up on camera, but I can see it. It doesn't stand out a lot here as I'm looking at it, but I can see where I've got a little, it's a little bit darker. Now let me grab my blender. Yeah, this was going to be a fun page. Well, I can't say how much fun the background is going to be. Really difficult for me to color large areas and maintain the same pressure on the pencil stroke and stuff like that. All right, now we want a fluorescent yellow for the green fish's eye. And I'm going to just use my highlight color here, I think, just for the eyelid. Can't really tell it. And And then I want a fluorescent, let me see here. I'll use a fluorescent lemon yellow. Let me see. Well, that turned out, this is a fluorescent lemon yellow, and it kind of looks green to me. Looks more lime green than it does fluorescent yellow, but it is what it is. Okay, now I think we'll go on, let's see. Oh, I think I want blue. Let's see what I've got for blues. I can use this. What is this? Oh, Monty, that's awesome. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And when you're done, you can post your picture. Okay, I think I'll use this for a high or a shadow color. Let's see, what is this? Violet Lake. That's almost the same color. I'm trying to find kind of like a medium blue right now, guys. All right, that will be better. So we have those two, and then I need like a highlight blue. Not that I would use it a lot, but maybe this. What is this? Primary blue. Not really a highlight color though. Yeah, this will work. All right. Oh, that sounds like it's going to be fun. Actually, let me see here. All right, good, Dee Dee. Now, blue is another color where I have trouble getting even coverage. So I'm just going to have to layer it, come back over it. I was going to show you guys something else too. I'll show you here in a minute. Something else I did over the weekend. Oh, Monty, that's not good. That's looking pretty good. Thank you, Sherry. Now let's see. I think I'm going to give the blue one a green, fluorescent green eye, neon green. Let's see how that works out. Let's see. What should we use? Maybe a neon spring green. No, this one has green. All my eyeballs are starting to look the same. Why is that? One's supposed to be yellow, but it looks the same as the green. So now I think I'm going to change something. Maybe I want to give this guy an orange. Yeah, some kind of fluorescent orange. Here we go. We'll give him a fluorescent cream yellow. Yep, fluorescent green. Ah, pop the tip on that one. And I have been leaving the pupil white. Okay. Yeah, that orange looks pretty good with the blue. Okay. Let's see. Might as well do that little guy up there next because that would be the last fish as far as in the water on this side up here. Oh, now I wanted to show you this other thing that I got. Let's see. I got to figure out where I put it. So on Friday, I showed you guys I had ordered some of these things. There is a tremendous lag going on. Really lagging. I don't know why it's got so much lag, but anyway. And these work with my listening device. So I bought a four-way splitter and plugged it into this thing, and now I have all my lights on my art table plugged into this device, and I can run it with I can turn my lights on and off now with my voice, which is kind of cool. Whoops. I keep forgetting I got such a small area. But anyway, I got this and it works pretty good. I like it. So now my lights on my art table are voice activated. All right, now we're looking at doing some yellows. A yellow fish, yellow and orange probably. I'm probably going to be doing something about like this right here. Yeah, I kind of like it. Well, I didn't mind pushing a button to turn the light on, but since I got that listening device, I figured I might as well use it. And I do call it a listening device. I can't use its name. Yeah, hang on a second. Yeah, hang on a second. Let me zoom back out. And let's see. Sorry about, I got my hand in the way, guys. I got to see if I can get this out of the thing. There we go. Got quite a bit of lag on it. All right, so here we go. Alexa, turn off the art table.
Okay.
Now the lights went out, guys. My TV is shining. I got some bulldozers going. Alexa, turn on the art table.
Okay.
And then I fixed it so I could do my ceiling light too. Alexa, turn on the ceiling light. Alexa, turn on the ceiling light.
Okay.
Now watch this, guys. Alexa, turn off the ceiling light.
Okay.
Now watch how I have this set up. Alexa, turn on overhead light 2.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on overhead light 4.
Okay.
So I can one at a time if I just need a little bit of extra light. Alexa, turn off ceiling light.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use one of those things for my heater, which I keep under there. But Alexa, turn off the light.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on the light.
Okay.
And then I have my TV hooked up to it too. That's pretty cool. Well, sometimes you have to tell it more than once. It doesn't want to do what you tell it to, so then I get stern with it. I get stern. I'm nice, but I get stern. Whoops. There we go. Now, hold on. I got to do something because the image on my phone is. There we go. It was flipped upside down. Now, did you guys notice how when that thing turns on a light or turns it off, after it does it, it says okay? I wish it did not do that. All right, now we're going to do this little orange fish up here. A Lorax? I don't even know what a Lorax is. Now I have to keep an eye out for my package. Well, I think my pastel should be here before too much longer. Monty, I was mentioning earlier, I'm going to have to figure out a way to use those chalks without making a big mess, or without making any mess, quite frankly, because I don't like messes. Now I want to come up with a fluorescent, a neon blue for the eye on this yellow fish. Without getting too bright, too bold. Yeah, I've watched a couple of videos of people using pastels, and they have a big mess going on. So I'm going to come up with a different technique so I don't make a big mess because I don't like messes. Now let's see, I need a fluorescent or a neon blue. I don't want it to be dark, but I don't think I have anything that's real light either. Let's see what this is. All right, maybe I can use this one. This is a fluorescent Bondi blue. And like I said, I've been leaving the pupils white. I may come back with a white pencil, or I may just leave it to paper. Now I should probably have a purple fish. Yep, that's right. Thanks, Monty. Now let's see if I can do a purple fish. Let's move over this way. Let me see. Purple, purple, purple. I am surprised that the mail has not run yet. Let me see. I gotta find some purple. Trying to kind of decide which one of these I want to do in the purple. Yeah, maybe we'll do this one. Yes, Monty. Yeah, Dee Dee picked this page for us. And Monty, we all have the red fish with the green eye. color number 17. I'll have to look and see what that is and see if I can even find it. Let me get the swatch card out. Number 17 is rosy pink. Let me see, rosy pink. Yeah, we'll be able to do one in that color, Monty. I won't get to it today, and I'll have to hunt through all these pencils to see if I can find that color. Number 17. I'll write it down though. I'll write it down. Actually, I don't want to write it on this one because I'm using this one. I'm using that one. Uh, 017. Rosy pink. I'll do one of the fish in the next live stream, that color. Just a little bit of shadow color in here, even though it's not shadow. I just want it to be a little bit darker. And then I'll blend into it with the lighter purple. Now, myself personally, I'm not real familiar with Dr. Seuss. Of course, I did hear the story of green eggs and ham when I was young, but that's probably about the extent of my exposure to Dr. Seuss. I was in the Army for 5 years, Monty. Part of my time, Monty, I was stationed at Fort Ord, California, in the Monterey Bay area. And then I was transferred to Fort Myer, Virginia, the Old Guard. And the Old Guard just marched in Donald Trump's military parade. But I have had desert training, mountain training, Arctic training, jungle training, wilderness training, all kinds of training in harsh environments. Now let's see, what color of eye am I going to do for this purple fish? I'm thinking of red. One of the things I did while I was in the military, Monty, was security for then President Ronald Reagan after his assassination attempt. So for the eye on the purple one, I am going to do a fluorescent coral. I think that'll work nicely. Yeah, I was stationed at Arlington. That's where Fort Myers is, the old guard. Arlington. I was stationed there when the airliner hit the 14th Street Bridge and plunged into the Potomac River. Well, I do wish my package would get here. Well, my package was here, guys. I just checked a few minutes ago and it wasn't. My mail carrier is as quiet as can be when she comes out here and puts the package out here. All right, guys, I'm going to zoom out so we can look at these pastels. If I can get this thing to zoom in, it's so hard. I have such a hard time getting this thing to zoom back in. Now, let's see here. Thank you, Monty. Okay, here we go. And I cannot pronounce Mungyo. Apparently, they've been making colors since 1946. Well, Sherry, it's like I said, it's go big or don't go shopping. All right, let's take a look at the, uh-oh. I gotta make sure I don't have them upside down. We got a box inside a box. Oh, now here, apparently we can swatch them up here if we want to on the inside of the cover. We can swatch. Let's see here. Ooh. Well, they're smaller than what I thought they would be. And look how messy they already are just inside the box. I'm not going to take this off of here. Let's see, I got to move this. I'm going to cover up my picture. So this chalk's already all over everything. So I'm just going to leave it covered like this, but I'll show you what I have in mind. Because like I said, I don't like messes. I'm not going to be getting chalk all over everything. I can't stand that kind of thing. Oh, I ordered latex gloves. I'm not getting this stuff on my hands. Here's what I'm going to do. I got some brushes. I got some brushes here, and I ordered some more brushes. I'll have them on Wednesday. But what I'm going to do is I got some of these glass jars. And I ordered a mortar and pestle. And I'm going to crush these chalks into a powder. I'm going to crush these into a powder and put them in a glass jar and use brushes much like makeup. And I did buy an X-Acto knife so I can scrape off chalk, but I'm actually just gonna put it in a mortar and use a mortar and pestle and crush them and turn them back into powder. And then I got labels. I got labels to put on my jars. And then it also came with, the kit itself came with these black labels and this white marker. So I can use these labels on the lid. Well, that's what I figured. So I figured I could just dab my brush in there, much like a woman would do with makeup. and use it that way. Or at least that's how I'm gonna see if it'll work that way. But that's my idea on how I'm going to use the pastels. Because like I said, I'm not getting the stuff all over me. So I'm going to use it this way, and hopefully that's going to work. But I won't be able to do any of it until Wednesday. Okay, Dee Dee, God bless you. Have a good day. So now Wednesday, at some point after my package gets here on Wednesday, I'm going to put my coloring book away and all that, and I am going to do at least one color of chalk and see if I can't crush it up. Well, I remember you mentioning, Sherry, that you use a knife and you just scrape some of it off. So that's why I got to thinking, well, if I can scrape some off, I should be able to use my mortar and pestle and just crush it up into a powder, put it in a jar, and use it out of the jar. So we'll see how that works. We'll check that out on Wednesday. Well, I don't know if it's genius or not, but I had that idea as soon as I decided I was actually going to buy these pastels, because originally I had no intention into getting into pastels, watercolors, and all that stuff. I don't have no interest in becoming a full-blown artist, that kind of thing. Colored pencils are good enough. But I thought, okay, we'll go ahead and throw in some chalk, but I got to figure out a different way to do it. So, because I had watched makeup videos on YouTube, I got to thinking, well, if I can make my own, like makeup powder, I should be able to apply it to paper just like a person would apply it to somebody's face. And then I found out that you actually can get what's called pan pastels that come in a little thing just like makeup would. So then I was like, yeah, sure, I should be able to make my own. At the moment, I bought a box of 40 jars. I'll have to buy another box, but here's the thing. How long is it going to take me to use 40 different colors of this chalk? I'll probably never use all of them. If all I'm doing is like skies. Oh, I know. I was just going to mention that. The pan pastels, like for a pack of 64 was like $200. Very, very expensive for the pan pastels. So hopefully I can make my own. That's my goal. They have a different binder from what I understand. They use a different binding agent. but that's okay. If I can get this thing back in here. So on Wednesday, I'll just have to like use one of my swatched cards. I'll just use this notebook and I'll do some swatching with the pastels. Well, here's the thing, Monty. I may only start out crushing up a part of one of those sticks, half, whatever. As long as it works the way I want it to work, I will never use them in some other kind of way. It's all about controlling that powder and not making a mess, not getting it all over my hands and all over everything else. So I'll never use it. If I can't make it work the way I want it to, I won't use them. Oh, there you go, Sherry. See? So my idea should work. We're going to find out on Wednesday. I won't be able to test them on this page, but I will be able to test them on my swatch book over here. Now I actually do have like I don't know if it's the pestle or if it's the mortar, because I don't know which is which. I do have this little bowl right here that is like, it's actually like a cauldron, but it can be used. I could crush them up in this little thing right here if I wanted to. I use it for something else though. Is that for this? I don't exactly know what this is for. Oh, I guess it goes on there like that. Now I want to open these brushes. I want to see how fur. I think these are like really soft. And I also got like I ordered a this thing that I can keep brushes in. I don't really have any place to keep my brushes at the moment. And I ordered another set of brushes too that are different sizes. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works. Okay, thanks, Monty. I wasn't sure which was which. The mortar is the bowl. Okay, so I do have a mortar, and I could use whatever for the as the pestle, but hopefully this technique is going to work out fine. Oh, okay. Okay. So I need a much smaller brush if I'm going to use it on a page like this, because that won't hardly fit through there. But like I said, I did order another set of brushes, makeup brushes. I think there's like 7 brushes in that kit. So we'll take a look at this on Wednesday. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Well, I will, we'll see what I end up with on Wednesday. I may need some. I'm not one to turn down blessings. So we'll see how it goes and see what I need. Yeah, I'm not real sure what sizes are. Actually, these are probably bigger than what I need, but we'll see. But that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. That's all I got. I got to make sure yeah, I did. I couldn't remember if I'd actually used my blender, but I did. All right. Yeah, I probably do need smaller brushes. But like I said, I'm not real sure what all's involved or what sizes there are in the other set that I ordered. So we'll find out Wednesday. But like I said, Sherry, I'm not going to turn down blessings. I got a brush. Here's my brush. Okay, everybody, that's going to do it. Sherry, God bless you. Monty, God bless you. And I will see everybody on Wednesday. Well, Monty, farming tonight. I will see everybody for coloring on Wednesday. Until then, everybody, God bless.